What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Poppy JT, and I'm coming at you with my post-game analysis and recap of Kentucky versus Georgia. And I was wrong. I'm just going to come out and say it. I was wrong. Georgia won this game. Um, Georgia won this game. Let's get into the scoring recap. Um, Early on in the game, Kentucky was running the ball effectively in the first quarter, and even though they didn't score, Kentucky was really running the ball effectively, in my opinion, with Benny Snell. And in the second quarter and for the rest of the game, Georgia just stopped it. I mean, Georgia was the physically better team this game, and you could tell they dominated the line of scrimmage and they dominated physically. I mean, Kentucky could not tackle these running backs at all once forever. They missed so many tackles, and it was a big part of why they lost. Georgia was the more dominant team, the more physical team. They won the line of scrimmage. They controlled time of possession, and that's reflected in the score. Kentucky's offense wasn't terrible, but I mean, they didn't have a lot of opportunities to score, and when you have a one-dimensional offense or not so good offense, and you don't get a lot of opportunities with the ball in your hands, and you can't score, you're going to lose. Georgia just beat down Kentucky, and they're the first team Kentucky has played all season to score more than 20 points. When we look at the team stats, Georgia had 444 total yards. About 80% of those yards came from running the ball. They had 334 rushing yards. They only had 113 passing yards, but that doesn't really matter. Jake Fromm was pretty efficient in this game. They turned the ball over twice, but that doesn't really make a difference because they still won. But imagine if they never would have had that fumble before halftime. They would have kicked the field goal, or they maybe would have had scored a touchdown. So this game could have been a lot uglier for Kentucky. And of course, they controlled time possession. They had the ball for 31 minutes, 26 seconds. They were 5 of 5 in the red zone. They were 7 of 12 on third down. And Kentucky was got a pretty great day from Terry Wilson. Terry Wilson played very, very good. They had 226 passing yards, 310 total yards of offense. They had 84 rushing yards, one turnover, had the ball for 28 minutes and 34 seconds. They were 2 of 2 in the red zone. They were 7 of 13 on third down. But what killed them was the defense. And the defense just could not tackle these running backs. I mean, now I know these running backs are good, Elijah Holyfield and Swift, but this Kentucky defense made them look like superstars out there. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the running backs, but I'm just saying that the Kentucky defense could have did a lot better in containing these running backs if they would have been able to tackle. It was a key third down, I believe, in the cornerback. I guess I think it was Riley Ridley had broke out of the tackle. So it was just Kentucky just got physically manhandled. Physically on the line of scrimmage and all throughout this game. And this is what Mark Stoops preaches the most: being the more physical team, being the more dominating team. And Georgia was that, and Kentucky wasn't. And that's why Georgia won this game. They dominated the trenches, like I've been saying all this video so far, and they were the more physical team. When we look at the team stats, Jake Fromm was efficient. He was 14 of 20 passing, 113 passing yards, one touchdown. He didn't have to do too much. Swift had 16 carries for 156 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Jay Holloman had 4 receptions for 39 yards. Jay Ledbetter had 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack and 1 forced fumble. And Terry Wilson was 23 of 30 passing, 226 passing yards, 1 touchdown. I believe this was his best game, but the Kentucky offensive line just couldn't give him the protection that he needed. Earlier on in the game, he threw a pass that could have been completed, but he just didn't have enough time. that would have been a game changer. He was able to complete that. Benny Snell had 20 carries, 73 rushing yards, and 1 touchdown. Normally, if Benny Snell gets 20 carries, Kentucky is winning games, but this just wasn't the case. They kept on trying to feed him the ball, but Georgia kept on keying in on him, so he wasn't really effective. And now teams are starting to key on Benny Snell. Terry wasn't had a good game because of it, but it's just disappointing. Benny Snell, I would like to have seen him did a little bit more in the receiving game, but hey, Rose had 4 receptions, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. He also fumbled the ball, and Josh Allen had 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and two fumble recoveries. Josh Allen, I was not impressed about what he did today. I know he recovered 2 fumbles, but I wasn't impressed at all by that. I wanted him to be more impactful of this game, like how he's been all season. He didn't have a sack. He didn't really have any game-changing play. I mean, the fumble recovery is game-changing, but I mean, you would have liked to see him get at least 1 sack on 3rd down, 1 key stop. Now, I know the fumble recoveries are huge, but I would like to have seen him do more when it came to rushing the passer. And although this game might not impact his draft stock, Scott's going to look at this because this is the best offensive line Kentucky has played all season. And they're going to be like, hey, Josh Allen didn't have any sacks this game. What's up with that? So Kentucky got dominated this game. Georgia won this game. I was wrong. It was a well-deserved victory by Georgia. Kentucky fans, don't get down. You guys still have a few games left to make this a good season. You guys aren't going to drop that far down in the college football playoff rankings. I don't think you guys will drop lesser than 15, so you guys can still get a chance at a New Year's Six bowl game if you guys win out and face a pretty good opponent. And this can still be a pretty good storybook season for you guys. In Georgia, congratulations on punching your ticket into the SEC championship. Now, can you get a rematch against LSU, or are you going to face Alabama? That's to be decided as I'm recording this video. But make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.